You have a wonderful marriage, a family of 4. You're a loving couple working in business together, top-notch photographers and videographers. Then the unthinkable happens. The wife, the heartbeat of the home and business, has a stroke. Everything stops. What do? How do you move forward? Grab your pen and paper for a lesson on how love conquers all with faith, hope, and family.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hello and welcome to the Clarion Call TV show. I am Janice Hatcher-Liggins, your host. Life is a continuous series of events that take us to places and through experiences that we never imagined. Great experiences and those that test us at the very core of our being. With us today is a married couple who have experienced the best of times and the toughest of times together. They're joining us today to tell their story. And with us is Sophia Pope and her husband, Jay Pope. Welcome, Pope family, to the show. I am so delighted to have you here. I'm so delighted to have you here. And I want to just be transparent to everyone. I know you guys. I know you guys really well. You have a tremendous story to tell. I've been impressed watching you go through this story, and I just think it would be inspiring. To those who view. So let's start off by your profession. You're videographers and photographers, XDV Pro Video. Tell us about that. When did it start and how long have you been doing photography and videography?
Well, XDV Pro started from doing sporting events and family events. It wasn't a business at first. It just started as me capturing our family's cookouts, events, birthdays, and different types of events. That then led to sporting events. As our younger children got older, we started going to games and those types of things. So from that, the idea of someday doing a video and photography business came about.
Okay. And then you got into, when did you join? I know you started at Jay. So when did you start, Sophia, helping?
Actually, Lord, okay, we belong to a church in Northeast DC, and they needed some footage edited, and the guy charged us so much money to edit 20 minutes of film, and I told my husband, I said, we need to do this. I said, we need to do this because, and so we were self-taught. We didn't go to school for anything that we learned, and we did really well when we started the business. It was great. So, but I couldn't see paying that much money to edit that little bit of film. I said, oh my gosh, but it worked out.
It really did work out. And for the sake of our viewers, I want to let you know that the video that you saw in the intro of this show and every show, the Pope family did that, so through XDV Pro Video. So yeah, you guys got it together. So I appreciate that. So then you went on to do weddings. You began to do professional shots with weddings, and so how did that evolve with the different weddings?
Well, it actually started from another family wedding.
Okay.
My cousin LaShawn Savoy, and her husband John invited us to do video for their wedding, and from that and other people seeing the wedding of theirs, other people would start getting married and or having other events and wanting video footage for those types
Right,
of
right.
occasions.
And I know, I know you guys, so I've seen your work, and the creativity is just, it's just impeccable to me. So even professional headshots, I know you've done some for me, and so you've got professional headshots of
Yeah,
people.
I think you all just showed a shot of Kevin Durant's mom. Her name is Wanda Durant. We actually went to her home to do a shoot of her.
Okay.
And I don't know what it was for, but she was what they call her, the VIP mom of basketball, pro basketball, Kevin Durant's mom. That was awesome.
So
Yeah.
how long have you guys been married?
23 years.
And you said that with such a big smile.
Yes, 23 years.
Such a big smile.
Yes, ma'am.
And how long have you actually been doing, how many years doing the videography? Do you remember?
That was 13.
13 years?
13 years,
Okay.
and yeah,
Okay.
it was awesome. I mean, we've had a lot of free travel through our clients.
Yeah.
I remember you
that
went
was
to the
awesome.
Redskins, what was the Redskins game?
Yeah, actually,
Super Bowl?
I cover various Redskins home and the Ravens games.
Okay.
I was reporting for the NFL Network, which is the NFL Network now, was once the Football Network.
Okay.
And that was started by my godbrother, Antonio Turner. His idea is now the Football Network.
Wow.
So from doing that, I was able to go to Ravens and Redskins games and cover and do reports for each game, home and away.
So everything was going great. Life was just going great.
Yeah.
All right. And then one day you had a stroke.
One day I had a stroke. We were at we attend First Baptist Church of Glen Arden, and we were at the opening of our Family Life Center. And while we were there, I just started feeling a little funny. My right leg got heavy, and as I started to walk, it just got heavy and started dragging. And I'm like, what in the world is going on with my leg? So after that, after they told us to go out to the field where they were having a cookout for the entire community and the whole church to celebrate, my leg was really dragging and my balance was off, and I'm like, oh God, what is going on? So, you know, after that I sat on the field in a chair for like 2 hours. I couldn't take it no more, and I told Jay I needed to go to the emergency room. And from, you know, once we got to the emergency room, that was it.
She was
Those
actually
2 hours, neither one of you had a clue.
Well, she was saying that every time she stood up, she felt funny. So while she was sitting down, she was fine. She was on Facebook and going live, telling everybody, come on out, First Baptist having this great event, come on out, bring your family. All this is documented because she's doing video.
Oh, wow.
But if you look back at it, you could see different movements with her hand, even then looking back. So she was having issues, but just didn't know how serious in that moment because it hadn't taken its full swing.
Yeah.
But when you got to the hospital, they told you it was a stroke, but they said it was a mild stroke, so you thought you were okay, right?
I thought I was fine. I was like, look at that. That thing missed me. So anyway,
Yeah.
when she told me I had a mild stroke, she said that it has to continue taking its full course for like 72 hours it takes for the stroke to really take effect. I said 72 hours, so the second day I was still writing. Third day I couldn't write. My speech was slurred. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything on the third day. I just broke down. I did. I broke down because I was used to doing it all. I was used to doing it all. And I was no longer doing it all.
I remember that day as well, babe. On that same day, every Monday I go to a men's support group. It's called MCC, Men Connected to Christ. It's headed by Reverend Skip Little at our church. And on this day I was walking in and she called me and said, I can't write. And I didn't know what that meant. You know, I knew we had to wait for the results of the stroke and whatever was going to taking place, but I didn't know that she was going to actually start losing functionality, and that was devastating to her. She said she could not write. She could not only pick up a pencil, she couldn't hold a pencil and move a pencil. And that's when life got real.
Yeah, yeah. So I know that before the stroke, you all were very active. You used to like to run outside and in the park and so forth. So we have a clip of you running in the park before the show, before the stroke, and then another clip after the stroke that we want the viewers to see. So take a look.
She done picked up this walk into a little running, stepping. You gone, girl. Oh, Lord.
Good learn, so. Okay. Go for it. Okay, pain. Right. Okay.
I didn't break my knee.
He's gonna get it. Yeah, but you have movement. We don't brace everything, or else you're never gonna find a reason to get it. Where'd you go? You're setting up. Good. And it's not. It's doing something. Don't dance. Doing like a little wiggle wiggle. Reach back.
Wow, that was quite an adjustment. Running in the park to having someone actually having to help you take one step at a time. What was that like for you?
Because I'm such a boss, oh God, it was so devastating.
Such a boss.
I mean, I am. I had to be in control of everything. And I think what I've learned going through that is that I'm not in control. And that's it. God is in control of everything. That's what I learned going through my stroke.
So that was part of your rehab. And where was that?
That was at National Rehabilitation Hospital, NRH in DC. Yeah.
How long did you go through rehab there?
God, I think I was there for like a month, a little over a month, maybe.
Yeah. At least.
Yep.
What was it like getting, once you came home, trying to do things?
Oh, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. I needed my family for everything. It was amazing. I mean, getting to the restroom, getting in and out of the shower. I had become kind of independent in rehab. So I learned how to do certain things for myself all over again. And it was just really devastating. I mean, thinking about it now, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a whole lot.
But then on top of that, about 3 months after the stroke, and the stroke happened less than a year ago, last June, so it hasn't been a year yet since the stroke. But about 3 months after the stroke, you were back in the hospital.
Yes,
What was that all
congestive
about?
heart failure.
Congestive heart failure.
Congestive heart failure. I mean, who would have thought? I'm out there running in the park telling people, take care of your bodies, teaching people how to be healthy at least. I was watching the diabetes numbers, but I wasn't watching my blood pressure numbers. I wasn't monitoring that at all. So when I would go to the doctor, it might not have been high that day, or if it was high, it wasn't enough to set off an alarm, I guess, but my blood pressure was out of control for so long, and that's what brought the stroke on.
But the congestive heart failure, you were actually at Johns Hopkins.
Yes, because they couldn't figure out what was going on at Sibley.
You went to Sibley first.
I went to Sibley Hospital first. And then they transferred me to Johns Hopkins. I was at Johns Hopkins for like a month.
And no hospital keeps people for a month. You got to be really sick.
Yeah,
especially Johns Hopkins.
I was in ICU and I didn't know it. I did not know I was in ICU. There have been times in the hospital where I would stand up and pass out, and I didn't know that I passed out.
Oh.
Had no idea. Yep.
And you had to go
amazing.
back through rehab, going through the congestive heart failure. When you came out of that, you had to go back through rehab all over again.
Yes, I was there at NRH again for 7 days only because I didn't want to stay there that long. No, but I told them, I said, I don't want to stay with you guys that long.
Right.
I can do this. I can get out of this. I can get myself
Determination.
together.
Good.
Yeah, plus, and it helps when you have an awesome support system. My husband, my daughter, and son, they're just an awesome, awesome support.
Well, I know when I saw you several times while you were there, and with CJ, and the bond that you all have is I call very unique. It's very special, and the good times and the bad, and I've seen both. And I know that Jay was very concerned for you, for his baby. And so it was, I believe, the love and the two of you are one. Amen. And it was that unity, I think, and your faith and hope in the Lord that really helped to pull you through.
That makes the difference.
Without a doubt.
That makes the difference.
Yes. So we have a lot more that we're going to cover, but we're going to put a pin in it for right now, and then we'll be right back, okay?
Thank you.
So how do you start over? How do you rebuild your life and livelihood? That's next. Stay tuned.
$145 over 92.
180 over 111.
182 over 100. And I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest, and then a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a heart attack or stroke are far from invisible or silent.
My memory is shot.
When I woke up, I couldn't speak.
I can't button up a shirt. I can't run.
I've had to learn to swallow again.
That's the only moments that I have. And I'm 33, so I never see this coming.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Had I done this, had I done that.
Hell, I messed up.
Get back on your plan, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
Head to toe, everything's changed. Head to toe.
Welcome back. We are joined by Sophia Pope and her daughter Jalen Pope, and what the family did to rebuild their lives, physically and financially. Welcome, welcome Jalen to the set.
Hi.
Joining your mom here. So, in order to recoup and to restart from all that had happened with the stroke and not being able to continue with the videography and photography business, you said something happened to, that God gave you an idea. What was that?
I actually made a crab quiche for Mother's Day right before the stroke, and they loved it. I love crab. We love crab, period. So I saw a movie a little, ways down the line. I saw a movie called what was the name of that movie?
I don't know, but
the Apple Mortgage Cake.
Oh.
It was called the Apple Mortgage Cake, and with this recovery, my mind still tries to catch up with my thoughts. It is crazy. And for a woman that's used to being in control, that's very hard to deal with. But I saw a movie called The Apple Mortgage Cake, and the woman was trying to raise money selling her apple cake. It's a real story, a real life story. And I was just moved by that story. I say, well, what could I do? Because I'm sitting home right now. I can't do the photography. I can't do video production anymore. And it was just devastating sitting home, not being able to do anything. So I said, I can do something. Once I was able to gain a little more movement with my right hand, just a little movement, I was able to make the quiche into like a pie shape. And so I call it a pie instead of a quiche. But Crab Pie Queen came from that.
That's a bold name, Crab Pie Queen, but you know what? You earned it. You earned it, because I've tasted the crab pie, and it is the bomb. So
thank you.
And so, Jalen, I know that you've been helping Mom in the kitchen. And so, how did you get started? And how did you all have an assembly line now, production line?
We've been doing this for a few months, and for me, it actually started with me like prepping it, and then Mom putting all of the ingredients together, and then I would put it in the pan. But then I slowly ended up learning how much to put of what, how much of this, how much of that, and I was able to quickly learn the whole recipe, and I was able to make all of the pies, all of the minis, and she didn't have to lift a finger. She could, so I would do the baking, and she would just do the orders, tell me how many pies we need, how many minis.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How old are you?
17.
17, and you are a junior in high school.
Yes.
And so, what about your grades? Are you able to keep up with those grades?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Okay. That's awesome that it's a team effort, because I know your dad is still very much engaged with delivery and going to pick up all of the ingredients and so forth. And what is so funny, interesting about the story is I know your very first pie that you sold, Jay took it to a barbershop.
Yes.
And being the videographer that he is, he immediately pulls out the camera and starts taking video of the guy,
with the phone,
tasting it. And so we're going to show another one though when you were in a store and took a pie to the store, and what the reaction was in that store. So let's take a look at that.
Get it, Jay. Get it, Jay. It's really good. It's really good. Oh, Jay, you gotta get it, Jay. That was so. You can taste all the crab in it. Most pies, you know, like you get them and you can like taste like all the bits and all the flavors and anything, but you can actually taste all the crab. It's delicious, it's flaky, it's creamy, no flavor is overpowering in each one. It's just all melt together so well, and I can't wait to eat the rest of that thing. I'm kind of wishing I got more pie. Okay. Delicious.
You got 7 more days.
I know.
And I tell you, it is good. I've had it. So you have the deep dish lump meat crab pie, and then you also have what you call the smaller version. And what are they?
The minis.
The crab pie minis. And they're like a big muffin size?
They're like in a cupcake dish.
They're like a big cupcake.
Yeah.
So how are you getting exposure? How are people finding out about you?
Customers, they film their own review videos, and they tag us in Facebook, Instagram.
Oh wow! So you posted the first few that your husband took of the barbershop.
Yes.
And posted those to Facebook, and then it's interesting that he's the videographer, so he just intuitively started videoing people, and you started the Facebook page. But now customers are taking their own video.
Yes.
Do you know that's awesome? That's golden.
Yeah. Oh,
They're taking their own videos and posting them to Facebook.
Yes, I love my crab lovers. They are a huge support. I mean, people, they're ordering more than one pie at a time now. They're ordering 2 and 3 pies, 4 pies, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Coming up from North Carolina or different states to come to us to get the pie when they're visiting their family. They're like, I'm here. I'm like, okay, yes.
Wow, nice.
So it's been great.
Nice.
I mean, I can't tell you. Yeah.
And do they come back for repeat orders?
They do.
Wonderful.
They always do.
Wonderful. Yep. That's where the real test is. That's when the rubber meets the road. When they begin to come back for repeat orders, you know you've really got something going. So you're hoping that this will actually turn into a business expanded to be able to support your family.
Yes, I would love to have a food truck first. I would love to have a food truck, and then I'd like to have a cafe for people to come to and experience Crab Pie Queen along with other things that I plan to put on the menu. We just put our website up where I think it'll be active later on today.
Okay.
But yeah,
and what's
we have
the website?
other things. crabpiequeen.com.
crabpiequeen.com.
Yes.
And so on Facebook, they just have to search the
Crab Pie Queen.
Okay.
On
You've got that
Facebook,
thing
Crab
tagged.
Pie Queen. On Instagram, Crab Pie Queen. Twitter, Crab Pie Queen. It's all about the Crab Pie Queen.
And I love the logo. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm thankful.
The logo is really nice. And so, when you are, what does it feel like to you now to have this business to operate in place of the videography and all? Well, how do you feel now that you've got another toy to play with?
I'm gonna tell you, I didn't think I would be doing anything outside of video production. I loved it so much. I loved filming the weddings. I loved doing things for nonprofits, for different businesses, commercials and things like that. But this is brought me and my daughter so much closer together. This is my baby. Oh my God. And I'm just amazed at how she loves it. You know, most teenagers don't want to work hard.
Right,
so this is like, I don't know, how hard is it for you?
Most of the time it's not really that hard. Like sometimes it can be a little overwhelming when there's too many orders in one day.
There's no such thing as too many orders.
There's 10 pies in a day.
10 pies in a day?
What's 10?
Wow.
That's nothing.
You've done 10 pies in a day, Jalen?
Wow. Yes, and the oven could fit like 2 pies at once.
Wow.
So that's like 2 pies an hour.
Nice. So something else I wanted to ask you, through all of this experience with your mom going through the rehabilitation, you've decided what you want to major in college. Talk a little bit about that.
After her stroke, I decided, after seeing her in her therapy sessions, I decided I wanted to study occupational and physical therapy.
Nice, very nice. Because you've got up-close exposure to it. And I don't want to forget you have a son, Javon Pope, and so it's a family affair. And so I know he just showers you with love.
Yes, he does.
And
he's our taste tester.
I'm sure that's right. Well, I am so thankful to have Evel talk about the Crab Pie Queen and have you share your story, because it truly is one of faith, hope, and family coming together in love. So thank you so much for coming in, okay?
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
So the combination of faith, hope, and family can pull you through just about anything. The Pope family took what could have been lemons and turned it into lemonade. For more information on how to get your own deep dish lump crab pie, go to their website at thecrabpiequeen.com. I've tasted it and I can tell you it's outstanding. Check out their Facebook page. Just search for The Crab Pie Queen. That's it for now, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Join us next time, won't you, for the Clarion Call. Until then, I'm Janice Liggins. Blessings to you.